You've heard the term curated. You wonder what it means? It means collected with an intention. Something unique, special, not mass produced, and the only way to really get that look is by thrifting or antiquing it. Today's video is all about that. I'm going to show you my thrift haul, and I'm going to show you how I style it to get that very, very sought after curated look. So, if you're new here, my name is Delina. I thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on my video and spending some time with me. So let's get on to the haul, y'all. This is my birthday week. I've gone to several different thrift stores. So I am just picking the cream of the crop of what I got out of those thrifting hauls. So, all right, first thing I'm going to show you. I paid $5.99 for this. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to put my face on there. This I didn't necessarily buy for the hanger. I bought it for the hardware. This is blue and white with the brass. You can see it's quite large. One of these alone is worth $6. So I love hardware. I love unique vintage hardware. I'm always looking for knobs, pulls, hooks. I have a box of miscellaneous that I can go in, and if I find a piece of furniture, I go into this box and change up the hardware. Instantly changes the look and the feel of your piece. So this is my first yummy find. Now the next item I paid I think $4 for it, is this mantle clock. It works. So all it needed was a little bit of touch-up paint, which I just took some black chalk paint and went over it. And it's got the brass top. It's got the brass face plate in the inside that I cleaned up. And again, this can go in your bookshelf. This can go on your mantle. Sitting on a countertop somewhere would be beautiful. I love clocks, y'all know. This was a very good find. Now, next thing that I collect copper. I collect the copper molds, pans. I think it brings a warmth. It's a wood that's I'm not a big silver per se fan. Love brass, but copper's my jam. Now, in my kitchen I have molds, copper molds that line the top of my soffit. I took a long time to collect those. I saw this and I'm like, I need that. I've never seen one in that shape and I need it. It's a copper bunny. I just think it is the cutest thing. I think I paid, was it $8 for this? But again, I've never seen a bunny. I've seen roosters, I've seen hens, I've seen fish, but I've never seen the bunny. So this definitely had to come home with me. Okay, I get asked all the time about how to get the antique copper patina that I have on my copper molds. You're gonna take copper spray paint. This is just a copper metallic by Rust-Oleum. What you're gonna do is you're gonna give it a spray. Okay. While it's still wet, you are gonna take any flat black spray paint and you're gonna spritz. And this is a preference about how dark you want it. I tend to patina it where I think it's gonna, and that's all there is to the aged copper. And then you're gonna let that dry, obviously. Now, when I'm out thrifting or antiquing, I look at florals. I don't find very many of them here, but at this particular Goodwill that I went to, they had these bags. So I looked at this and I thought, okay, this would be great for fall. So don't discount looking for things out of season, okay? So this whole giant bundle cost me $3. And it's got little picks in here. And it's got some of the florals. And it's got a bunch of these little faux berries. For $3, I was not going to pass that up. Those are one of the wonderful things about thrifting for seasons. You don't have to spend as much money. Now, I love chandeliers. I love sconces. I buy them secondhand, lamps, things of that nature. I tend to just think it's more bang for your buck if you buy them off of Facebook Market even. My chandelier in my kitchen, I bought for $12. I dark waxed it and I love it. I was out and about and I saw these sitting there and I'm like, oh, those look familiar. And I couldn't, it didn't dawn on me. They were painted, see this blue? The entire sconce, the two of them were painted that blue. They were $8 for two of them. They can be hardwired. They match my chandelier perfectly. They were chalk painted but not sealed. Yay for me, because guess what? A little elbow grease and I got all that blue chalk paint off of them. Other than the cup and the inside, which does not bother me. Now I need to still dark wax them to match my chandelier and I need to figure out where I'm going to put these. I could turn these, instead of hardwiring them, I could just hang them on the wall and I can put LED candles into them if I wanted to. I could hardwire them with a couple little shades, would be beautiful. Or even doing the LED candles and the shades still would be a great thing. So, okay, I have dark waxed and took all the wiring out of these sconces. I have currently just put in some Dollar Tree little candles, but I have some remote control ones coming. I put that one there. And if you pan over to the other side of my living room, you will see the other one. Now you can also tell the paint color. That's coming next week. But you can see right now, those are just the sconces. Now watch what happens when I add a shade to it. This is what it looks like with the shade, which adds more presence to it. I'm definitely gonna add shades to them. But again, looking for those sconces, even if they're hardwired, you could take them apart and use them as candelabras or candle sconces. So, real pretty. And like I said, if I pan you this way, you see the chandelier and you see the sconce together. Again, you gotta look, and you gotta look past some things that, like, can I paint that and change up the look? You never know. Sometimes it's a diamond in the rough, per se. Now, The next item was buried on the bottom shelf in the back. When you thrift, you have to look up and you have to look down and you have to look behind things, because sometimes there's those treasures that you don't necessarily would find if you're just like glancing at a glance. Now this was a pot rack. Okay, I brought it home and I said to my husband, it had a hook on the top. I said, can you take the hook off of there for me? He grinded it down for me and he drilled a hole in the top and added the finial that I wanted. And I still need to like paint this little part here. Now, picture this as a cloche. Okay, it would be a fantastic look. Now, if I did want to use it as a pot rack, I could just take the finial off and take a hook and hang it. That's all it would take. So I didn't actually take away the original use for this. I just decided that I wanted it as something different. This, I think I paid $15 for it. And it had the hooks and it had a hook that comes out from the wall that those went into my hardware bin. So it was a little pricey, but it's solid. It's metal. It's not a cheapy piece of plastic. So that would be great. Or you could take something like that and hang bird feeders from it out in your yard. That would be beautiful. So look past something and think, what could I do to use this differently? Facebook Market. It's a hit or miss here in southern Georgia, mostly miss, or they never respond back, or they want too much money. You know the routine if you deal with it. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you probably my favorite line off of there. And again, it was, well, I'll tell you as I flip the camera around. This, I guess, let's call it an apothecary cabinet, for the lack of a better term. It was raw, it had no finish. I brought it home, I dark waxed it, and I add the library little labels, which I got off of Amazon. They were under 10 bucks for like 50 of them. So I just added those to the front of the little drawers, and I've got it sitting on a little stool currently. I don't know if it's gonna stay here or if I'm actually gonna hang it on the wall. We'll see. But for right now, this is where it sits. And then another thing that I got at the thrift store is, see that leather belt? Under $1. They make great book stack. They just add to your book stacks. Don't pass up the little leather belts. They are fantastic, especially in the kids sections. So the next item is that shoe shine box there. When I got it, it was sort of watered down. I paid $9 for it. I saw one in the antique market. They wanted over 30 or more. And to me, it's just a little extra added piece that's a conversational piece. It's something different that you don't see in everybody's house. So I have it sitting here up on the hearth next to a cheese box, a couple cheese boxes with a faux plant. Okay, let's say you want to do a different vignette with the shoe shine box. Here I have the shoe shine box. I have a little bit of greenery, a piece of fabric, a shoe shine brush, one of those antique wood shoe forms, and a candle. Just to give you a little idea of what that would look like on a shelf, on a coffee table, on a sideboard like I have it now. Like I could even turn it, like let's say I took it and I turned it ever so slightly. And then you can see that. take this and make it into a lamp, this exact vignette, and turn it into a lamp. Boy, would that be something different and you wouldn't see all the time, and something very a conversational piece. Okay, the next little items are these salt and pepper shakers. They don't match. They are silver and they're heavy. I picked both of them up for $4, and they are currently sitting inside of my hutch along with my ironstone collection and whatnots. That plate back there was another find. I paid $3 for it, and it's just sitting behind my bowl stack. And I know this is odd, but this antler cost me $4, and it's just something different into my vignettes that I call it the unexpected. And I love when I can throw something completely odd in there that you wouldn't normally find. I am collecting teacups and saucers, and I paid, I think, under, it was like $1.99 for each of those. And I just stack them here in a normal stack on top of a book with the doily. And then I have another stack inside a cloche with the nest and a little bird. And it's sitting, if you're wondering, in my bookcase. So again, something just a little extra when you're looking at it, something different. Okay, another thing that I found, and I don't have the heart to boot him off of there, is a homemade quilt. I love quilts. I understand the craftsmanship behind quilts and the time, and that person, I think about what that person thought about when they chose the fabrics, and they're a small little piece of art. If you wanted to hang them on a wall like I have in my hallway, or fold them in a stack, which I did have a stack, and somebody didn't like that fact and he just wanted the one quilt. So I just didn't have the heart. He's older, and as you can tell, he's content. He just wants the one little quilt. So think again when you're out and about, you look at quilts. Doilies fall into that. Y'all know doilies are my thing. So I always look for vintage linens and those items. Okay. My last treasure that I found was a stool. Now, the stool was a bright orange honey oak, but it has good bones. And I thought, you know what? I could always spray paint it, I could chalk paint it. I paid, I think, $10 for it. A little pricey, but it's good quality, good wood, and it's quite large. I took black chalk paint, watered it down, did my dark chalk paint method, wash method, where you paint it on and you wipe it off, and then I sealed it with some dark wax. And I always look for stools, you know, they make great plant stands, risers, great in vignettes to add interest. This one is on the top of my kitchen island currently, and I could just take, let's say, a basket of my faux bread, set that on there, some cookbooks set underneath it because there's enough space, some Crocs to the side, maybe add some florals to it, and great little vignette. So again, those wood pieces, yes, they may be, some of them are painted, some of them are not necessarily the colors that you want. You could always paint those. So I hope this gives you some ideas. I hope you enjoyed checking out my birthday haul if you want this for this week's video. This is Mother's Day weekend. I wish all of those that are mothers, grandmothers, substitute mommies, fur baby mommies. I wish you a very, very wonderful Mother's Day. Mother's Day is actually my birthday. So I get a double whammy of Mother's Day and my birthday. My anniversary was last week, so I got hit with all of them. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful week to come. And I will see you next Friday when we do a home reset and projects video. So see you then.